Welcome to a new test and teardown video. This time it's a component from a Hewlett-Packard test equipment. I pulled this one out of an equipment at a junkyard. I didn't note the name or number of this instrument. It was totally pulled apart, this instrument, and it was just totally trash. But inside was left this big, hefty thing, and it was just looking so cool. So I just pulled this out and put this one in my pocket. So we're going to play with this unit, and what the heck is it? Yeah, it is a delay line. See here, delay line oven assembly. And here is the number of this complete assembly. It should be a Hewlett-Packard number, but I can't Google this one. And to replace delay line. Okay, so the delay line is a replaceable part. So we need to unscrew this part if we want to look inside. Oh, we got another little label here. And it says a serial number and a yards and meters. I don't understand this yards kind of thingy, but 439 meters of delay. So what exactly is this? As I was able to figure out, is this unit should operate at 40 megahertz. So is it only at 40 megahertz or is it up to? I don't know yet, and I don't know the input-output impedance, but I just imagine it could be 50 ohms. It looks like a 50 ohm BNC connector. And then there is this. This is the heater. So you can heat this up, but there's no temperature sensor. So all you have to do is just wait. So what is going to happen? I mean, let's just open and see what's inside, right? Of course, I needed to more or less stand on this damn thing to get this up. But now it is loose. So we can open here and figure out what is going on. And there was something weird going on with this. There was some sort of a... When I turned this around, this one was fixed. And now it can rotate, so what the heck is going on here? And then, what have we? Why have we got this isolation? Ah, this is made so it's not gonna fall out, and this part here can move. All right, so. And then we got some gold-plated contacts, coax connection. And then it looks like, yeah, look at that. I don't know how easy this is to see. Let's get some light in here. But I think we got some windings going on out here. And then we have this piece of metal that will be heated. Oh, look at that. Look in here. It's completely shiny like a mirror. Oh, they put in some sort of a shiny metal. And it starts and stops out there. Here. It starts and stops. So this is of course good for it's a sort of isolation, isn't it? Just to reflect. And then that was the pin. That's, yeah, here it is. Look at that. So that is how that works. So when I put this back together, see, I have to align these. How nice. And then what? Where is this 400 and, oh dear. What is that? Hey, here we got some text explaining all sorts of funky stuff here. How Oh, this is heavy duty. How is this? 479 meters. 439. No, it's, oh, yeah, okay. So that is the yards and that will be the meters, right? And here is the, here is probably a Hewlett-Packard number we can look up. And here we got some other numbers. Is that easy to see? I will definitely see if I can Google some of this. And yes, it is 40 megahertz, so at least that is normal. But that has something to do with many of the old Hewlett-Packard meters. They use IF frequencies, measurement frequencies, and all sorts of a mix of frequencies at 40 megahertz, so that makes a little bit of sense. And it looks like you can just plug this in any way I like, and then there is a similar connector at the other end. Have you ever seen anything like this before? I want to measure how many ohms we got here, and then I want to plug this thing back in. And oh, don't you just like that? Ah, this is also springy. And then I want to see what happened in here. How is this made? Is there really maybe like an ultra thin coax cable that is just wound around and around 439 meters, or is this the equivalence of zero clue? I really don't know what is in this. Can we get any information about this thing? I have to go and look this up. It is almost impossible to look up anything on this delay line, and maybe you have better Google skills. I tried all sorts of numbers. Look at this, what I tried. So here at the top with the red line, the MX, this 1340 and 30, and this UPMI 11, and this the 715465, all sorts of numbers like that. I tried, and then I can find more or less only this page. But there is a little bit more information because we got the different part alternatives, and it definitely is a delay line they're talking about. And here is the assignment of this number when it was created, so it's probably 1963. So so far so good. If I scroll down on the page, there is actually a drawing of this unit, and it says the diameter is 1 inch and the length is 3 inches, and this matches very good the unit that I got. And if I scroll down a little bit more, I can also see they talk about a company called Alliant Tech Systems Operations and some defense electronic systems. So they are probably one of the manufacturers for Hewlett-Packard, or this unit is just something that Hewlett-Packard bought and put directly into one of their products. And I still haven't figured out exactly what that product is. It remains a mystery. So if you know, please tell me. Here I figured out we could find some specifications also on this page. And here it says something about the delay time. So is this 9.1 microseconds, or is it 9,100 microseconds? We will see, because I will try and see what happens. All the other things, we have no specification for input-output attenuations, or the impedance or attenuation, not on that. And it says here something about the frequency rating. I mean, what? 8.6 gigahertz. I mean, that is the minimum. And some of them, they can even do 9.5. Really? And yeah, here's the measurement of the length and the stuff like that. If we read a little bit, or let's zoom in here on the first page. Let's look a little bit on the text here. It says that this delay line is not necessarily a 400 meter long wire, but it can be made of artificial transmission line or something that is equivalent. So the equivalent device may be acoustic, lumped constant, or even a magnetic solid state or surface acoustical wave time. So they don't really go into detail about what it really is. I think this is really fascinating. We got something and we do not know what it is. Next thing I need to do is measure what is going on here. I don't think this unit works, or maybe I'm doing something completely wrong. So here's what I've done, and I really look forward to see what kind of comments you can come up with, and please correct me if I'm doing something completely stupid here. So my idea is that I got a very, very small pulse in here, and I tried to 50 ohm this or leave it open. It's very, very short, this cable here, for the driver, and it's not really affecting whatever I'm doing here. The pulse shape of the input signal is down here, okay? So the output signal, again, I'm using a very short cable, and then I try, of course, to load this with 50 ohm, and I try not to do it and all those kinds of things. And all I do is, all I get out of this is more or less level, and of course some reflections, but that is not relevant to this unit. I mean, there's no, I don't have this 9 microsecond delay or anything like that. I get this like it's some sort of oscillating. So my little pulse here is what, 10 nanoseconds wide, and I have a 1 nanosecond rise time, just to give a tiny little pulse, right? And this is what I get out. I mean, this is, see, 10 nanosecond per division, and then you get this. What the heck is that? And if I scroll out so you can see, here you go, 1 microsecond. There's this tiny little pulse out here, like 1, 2, 3 microsecond. So is that tiny little reflection there? Is this what I'm supposed to see? It is that tiny little nothing. But maybe there is this big, attenuation. Obviously you see the incoming signal somehow going through this. Maybe it's a ceramic resonator or something like that. And then this is the tiny little pulse that you get. But I see a little bit less than 3 microseconds, and that is more or less all I get, see? And here's this pulse. And now I amplify all sorts of noise from my LED lights and all that. So this is super boring, really. Not what I expected. I expected to see something that was more cool, not this attenuated signal. So here's what I try to do is just my cell phone and everything here completely interrupts this scope here. That will be 2.92 microseconds. I've set up the cursor and all that. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to heat up this unit. I just turned this on. So I'm putting in almost 6 watts into this oven. And let's just give it like a half an hour or something like that, and then see if it's going to change the timing. I just give up measuring the delay times because it's not changing the delay time versus temperature. But there's something that actually hit me a little bit. When you stimulate something that is resonant with a tiny little pulse, you can see the ringing on the outside that reveals the resonance frequency of a resonance system. So what I did is, of course, I remembered when we looked at the resonator in here, it says 40 megahertz. So let's try a sine wave. I don't know if it's easy to see here. After this firmware update on my generator here, you now have some small unreadable numbers. Thank you, Sigland, for that. And that is super annoying. But if we go a little bit closer here, maybe you can see the frequency here says 37.9 something. So it's not exactly 40 megahertz, and it's still warming up. This frequency changes with the temperature. So if I dial here on the kilohertz, see, now amplitude go down. Ooh, see? There's a very high Q in this thing. And this tells me it's some sort of a ceramic resonator or something, piezoelectric, something like that. And if I wait a little bit more, it's probably gonna be another peak due to it's still warming up, I guess. So we obviously have a lot of delay, as you can see here. And so how much delay have we got? How can we figure that out? Because it's obviously not down here in the 10 nanoseconds. We are now at where we can see the 38 megahertz, right? What if the delay is in the microseconds? So I got an idea. We can set this up for a pulsed operation. So we're still using the 38 megahertz as a carrier, but we will on off this using the other channel, and then we can see the delay by pulsing the signal. So let's try and set this up. So here's what I'm doing. I'm using the other channel as a key. So we have this pulse width of 10 microseconds, and I repeat this 100 hertz. It's not super important since I'm using a digital scope anyway. So look at that. Here at the top is my reflection. This is my output, and the channel down here is not important really. This is the input. So let's try, oops, not that. I wanted to zoom in a little bit. Look at that. So here is obviously the first delay. So that is the input, and this is the first output. So we have 2 microseconds per division. See, it's about 3 microseconds. And that is also what I was about to talk about earlier in the pulse mode, also those 3 microseconds. But what else happens here is a little bit interesting. See, here we get the signal. Let me move. Here is something really funny going on. So this is like a reflection, because my signal here is longer. Can you see there's an overlap of incoming signal and the reflection back into this resonator, and that is in phase, so it gets double the amplitude, or yeah, about that. And then it's repeating a little bit like that until my signal is over, and then it's just bouncing back and forward inside my unit for a long time until it's empty of energy. I mean, what a funky part that can do this. I really like this picture here. So I think that is more or less what I wanted to show and tell in this video. And still, please tell me if you happen to know what kind of Hewlett-Packard this instrument was pulled out of. I really hate myself for not remembering or taking any photos or anything like that. But it was just total trash. But this part was just hanging with a screw in the bottom, so I just had to take it and play a little bit. So now I've been playing and I had my fun. And I hope you also had a little bit fun. See you around. Bye bye.